We're not going to go around any pizzas or ice cream bowls today as we discuss the breaststroke arm pull. The arm action used on breaststroke is the weakest of all the arm pulls in swimming. This is because it is used more as a sculling motion to bring the head out of the water than a propulsive motion. The little propulsion that is given in the arm pull comes from the forearms pressing backwards. This means that more intricate movements are needed as opposed to pulling as hard as you can. There are two different styles when performing the breaststroke arm pull, wave style and flat style. The differences will be discussed in a later video, but here we will just go through a basic overall breaststroke arm pull, which more resembles a wave style of swimming. You will start with your arms extended out in front of you with them just under shoulder width apart. Palms of the hands will be facing the pool floor. Your hands will then pitch outwards slightly and skull outwards. Your hands will then pitch backwards towards your body. You will then pull backwards into your body. As your hands reach just under your eyes, you will scoop around so that your little fingers are side by side. Consequently, your elbows will tuck in. From here, you are going to stretch your arms out rapidly, and finally your hands will turn back into their starting position. There are a couple of ways that I have found that are best to learn how to perform the breaststroke arm pull properly. The first of which involves a little bit of imagination. This is a progressive drill that focuses on the hand movement and the elbows pathway. Start by doing a front crawl kick, arms extended with your index fingers side by side. Whilst keeping your arms as straight as possible, you are going to pretend to run the palms of your hands around a football. Ensure that you are turning your palms as you do this, and remember, it's a football, not a beach ball. When you reach the bottom of the ball, you will pretend to cut the ball in half to return to the starting position. Once you feel your hands are going around the correct size and are rotating, then move on to the second part. To progress onwards, you will start to bring the ball into your eyes. So start the same as before, then as you start to go around the football, bring your hands into your eyes. This is key, as when you go any further back than this, you are wasting energy in your stroke. When the bottom of the palms of your hands have reached your eyes, you will then pop the football. So in other words, stretch as hard forwards as you can, therefore getting back into that starting position. Finally, we are going to add some chicken wings into this recipe. Using the same technique as before, as your hands start to reach your eyes, you will bring your elbows in tight. This, in theory, should cause lift to assist you in your breathing. When okay with doing this with front crawl kick, you can add your breaststroke legs and your breathing back into the stroke. You should now have a good basic breaststroke arm pull. The second progressive drill is a little more advanced and will take into consideration the sculling motion a little bit more. Start again with your hands extended, but this time slightly less than your shoulder width. Then, without kicking, you are just going to practice sculling. Do this by performing a small rounded flick backwards with your hands and only bending your elbows very slightly. Obviously, you're not going to move very fast. However, you should have constant movement. Keep practicing until you have this. Nextly, you will press your hands backwards like you are trying to push yourself over the edge of a step. So start with the sculling motion, then press back hard, but only as far as your nose. The next step is to make a triangle. So again, scull and push back, but as your hands start to reach your nose, turn them into an upside down triangle. This turn will allow your hands to pivot into the next phase. Lastly, you will tuck your elbows in. This will cause your fingers to point forwards, so all you have to do is push and reset. All of this combined should serve for a more powerful stroke, as you will be using the sculling motion, and also your forearms will be pressing backwards hard. Most faults that I have encountered with breaststroke arms can be solved by the previous progressive drills. However, these are the two most common faults that you may have or may encounter when teaching. Just so you know how the arm pull should not look. Arm pull too wide. This is when you look like you are going to give someone a bear hug rather than swimming breaststroke. This usually occurs when those dreaded pizzas come into teachers' minds, as it means the child being taught will think they have to move their arms around in a wide circle. The flaws in this are evident. It will cause your body to sink lower in the water, as when pressing your hands outwards, it causes your body to sink. It also means that there will be a near to no propulsion. This is because where your arms are going so wide, you're pushing outwards rather than backwards. And in case you thought this video was in slow motion, it isn't. Arms moving too quickly. This is when you look like Speed Gonzalez in the water. No one knows how you're moving. Usually when a pupil is doing this, they will barely have an outsweep, so their arms are just moving forwards and backwards. This means that their body will not rise properly in order to breathe. It also means that they are wasting a lot of energy for the distance that they move per stroke. So can we all agree we don't want any soggy pizzas whilst swimming? In this video, we have learnt how to perform a basic breaststroke arm pull motion and the progressive drills to help you do so. Remember, sculling isn't too bad, as we will find out next time. I hope that you have enjoyed this video today, and sorry for the long wait, we had to tweak this one a few times. Remember, if you subscribe to the channel, you can find our videos in a nifty tab on your phone or computer without having to trawl the internet, so click here to do so. If, after all the pizza talk, you're hungry for more, click the video here to watch the latest installment. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one.